Good Saturday morning to you from Nelson Creek Farms. This is the last Saturday of our summer months. We're going to officially begin fall next week. Some of the trees are already turning colors. Some of the beans have been cut. Potatoes are coming out and the sugar beets are being harvested. So that just leaves the seed corn as all it's going to be left for another month or two in this harvest season of 2019. We've got another little project going on today that's been in the works for about 2 years now, and quite honestly, it took me that long to find out that our 1940 Farmall H is actually a little bit of an oddball. Some of the parts that are correct for a 1940 Farmall Model H don't fit this one. Why? I don't know. But we're going to make this happen today, and it's been after sitting on my desk for the better part of 2 years. Okay, this is the little part that is in question that's been sitting on my desk for 2 years now. That is the supposedly the correct fuel line for the farm's 1940 Farmall H. That fuel line runs from behind the battery box, there where the sediment bulb is, there's a rubber hose attached to it. It runs from there all the way down behind the battery box, behind the air filter assembly right there, and runs behind the air intake tube to this fitting right there. I've had the fuel line attached to here before, and it runs beautifully up behind the air filter assembly, but it does not hook up to that, because I got a sneaky hunch that is not in the correct spot for a 1940 Farmall H that does not have a starting tank. A lot of these early Farmalls started on gasoline in a little tank and ran on what they called the stillet, which was something not quite gasoline but not diesel and a little bit better than kerosene. So yeah, it was a real poor fuel, but it was dirt cheap, and farmers like dirt cheap. So anyway, our project today is to get that right there mounted on there. Okay, we've already got the fuel tank being drained, and it is running very slowly. I'm thinking that this little filter here is probably pretty well filled full of dirt and whatnot, but in the meantime, we can start wrenching on this to get this fitting off of here for this piece of copper tubing that was put in here. Yeah, there it is. That doesn't take much. Now, let me step back here toward you, and I'll grab this fuel line, and I'll proceed to stuff it in here, just so I can see where it needs to go. Make sure we're going to get it in the right spot and whatnot. And by golly, today it's going to be a bugger and not fit. What have we got going on? What has changed here? Okay, it can't fit here because there is a brace behind the gas tank that fits everywhere but there. So we're going to have to do some bending on that tubing. Okay, this is what we had to do to that fuel line to get it to fit. Had to increase that bend right there. We had to put a bigger kink in that and roll the flex, I don't know, it's that round loop is designed to give it a little flex, which it doesn't really need, between a solid mounted fuel tank that's mounted solid to the chassis that the motor's attached to. But anyway, it's there. We had to roll it down closer to that end to make room for the battery, because that thing is actually on the wrong side for the battery. Okay, after a quick trip to town for a $4.55 part to adapt the new fuel line to the fuel shutoff valve, which is new, which is also supposed to be from the same reputable place that the fuel line was from, that I ended up having to tweak and modify the heck out of to get it to fit and work. Got a sneaky hunch that the problem is this is an all-fuel type engine with the exhaust manifold on it for the all fuel. What it does is it heats up the fuels that's going through the intake manifold, so it'll vaporize and burn more efficiently. Well, this tractor doesn't have the starting tank and the all fuel setup, so I think it's kind of a half breed in between somewhere. Anyway, I do have the fuel line installed. It's hooked up here. It doesn't touch anywhere except right back there on the corner of the battery box. I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll go around the other side of this machine here. And this is where we were having the original problem. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but it is touching just a hair. But I think in time that can be adjusted so it doesn't do that anymore. Anyway, it's all put together, and we'll turn the gas on here right quick while I'm standing here, and let's see if the old turkey starts. She should fire right up, I would imagine. So we will give it a little bit of throttle, and I'll pull out the start button, give it a little choke, and hit the starter. Oh, hey, how about that? Wanted to try. Let's do it again. Hey, there we go. The old girl lights up and runs. So, we'll check for leaks, but it doesn't look like there's any leaks at the time. So, yeah, we're doing good. We're having a good day here at Nelson Creek Farms.